This is, by the way, not my typical lightning I usually record during the day, but I need to discuss something with you, which I have observed and thought about quite a lot. So you know how many people struggle from motivation in a sense, not like this big picture, but in a sense of feeling like doing something. And I think I might have a partial answer for why that is. It's because people pursue metaphors rather than real goals, meaning they will pursue views because it is nice to say that you pursue views, or they will pursue money because it's socially accepted to pursue money. But what they actually want is not views, but a hot blonde girlfriend. And what they actually want instead of money is a hot blonde girlfriend. I can't think of any other goal actually, except for maybe fitness or other goals related to survival. But the thing is, we don't have many goals left that are about food, water, or shelter. So when people pursue these abstract goals like views, it often becomes clear why they struggle with motivation, and that is because the goals that they're pursuing are simply fake, and they pretend to have these goals because they think that if they pronounce their real goals, or many people don't even know their real goals because they haven't thought about it, because they are so scared of thinking actually that they don't even dare to ask these questions. And so what happens is people try to align their lives to pursuing these metaphors, but then they struggle from a lack of motivation. You know, here's another interesting observation. When people are on self-improvement, the habit that is the easiest to be consistent at is the gym, meaning that even if you are in a rut, you probably still continue going to the gym. Do you know why that is? Well, this theory explains it quite well, because the gym is not an abstract goal. It's very direct and tangible. A better body is not a metaphor. It is a better body. It is a reality. Whilst the motivation to make money comes and goes because money is a metaphor, and same with pursuing views. People who pursue views often fall off. Why? Well, because views are a metaphor. Views are not real. This is why they struggle with motivation. And once again, it comes down to, are you willing to pursue your real goals, or are you trying to hide behind the clean goals that society permits you to have, that are these metaphors like academic papers, views, subscribers, money, stocks, or work-life balance, all these random different things. And so, are you willing or are you not willing to do it? Are you willing to get criticized for your goals, or are you not? I must tell you, even though I could pretend that being true to my goals has no repercussions, a lot of people do find me weird when I tell them what I actually want out of life. When they ask, for instance, why I don't create thumbnails, I say that I'm not motivated by views, but I'm motivated by hot blonde girlfriends. This is what I want, and thus thumbnails, which are a metaphor for views, which is supposedly a metaphor for status, which is supposedly a metaphor for love. It's all, if you add these many layers to your reality, you just don't see reality anymore, and that's how you end up unmotivated to do anything. You know, the psychologists say that people can be conditioned to view arbitrary things as motivation, like when they put a bird in a cage and the bird does a certain motion, it then gets rewarded. The bird starts to do that motion very often because it gets rewarded for it. And so the psychologists say that people can be conditioned to be motivated by anything, but I don't think that's the case, because psychology applies to psychology and statistics are very related, but if you are a person, you are not a statistic. People on average are statistics, but the individual is not. And so if you struggle to find motivation from these metaphors, these things that society tells you you want to pursue, but you actually don't, it becomes kind of clear why. Because psychology is a metaphor, because it itself adds another layer of abstraction, another layer to reality. And because it is a layer to reality, not everyone can be affected by psychology to the same degree that someone else might be. In that sense, those people who don't suffer from a lack of motivation and chase illusions are the ones who are just numbers, that are just statistics. Those who struggle from motivation, that pursue these fake goals, are actually the ones who aren't that affected by conditioning, because society does condition you to think that views, hearts, and comments and stuff like that is success, but it actually isn't. We can boil success to very basic things, to food, shelter, love, connection, capable body, stuff like that. And so the thing is, most of those desires are already covered. We don't need, for the most part, to worry about food, shelter, water, heating, and stuff like that. So basically the only two remaining goals are love. I say hot blonde because I find that more intense and polarizing, and that's just how I am. And the second goal would be physical fitness. Those are the realist goals that you can have, in my opinion. Everything else is a metaphor. And I want you to really think about what I said, because you will start to see this pattern everywhere of fake goals versus real goals, of metaphor versus actual reality. And that's how it is. As you might know, my name is Grill, and my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions. I definitely think that this video will help you to do so, because chances are one person who watches this over the next couple of years will remember this lesson at one point, and then remember to pursue their true motivation rather than a metaphor. And by the way, some metaphors can be quite close to genuine desire and genuine motivation. So I'm not ruling that out, but as a rule of thumb, most likely there's a contradiction. Otherwise we wouldn't have these problems with motivation. So, my name is Grill. My goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions, and we'll see you in the next one.